Welcome back, everybody. This is Smoky DBS, day 5, the $10,000 challenge. And tonight, the balance is now over $700. 7 trades, 7 profits, 0 losses. Let that sink in for a moment, because this is not luck anymore. This is discipline. This is patience. This is emotional control. This is consistency happening in real time. And honestly, tonight is bigger than numbers, much bigger. Because what people are watching right now is not only account growth, they are watching mindset growth. They are watching transformation happen live. And one thing I want everybody watching Smoky DBS to understand tonight is this. Success always looks impossible at the beginning. When you start small, people doubt you. When results are small, people ignore you. When progress is slow, people underestimate you. But consistency changes everything. And tonight is proof. Day 1. Day 2, day 3, day 4, now day 5. Step by step, no rushing, no gambling, no emotional trading, just discipline. And honestly, discipline is one of the rarest things in today's world. Everybody wants rewards. Very few people want responsibility. Everybody wants profits. Very few people want patience. But patience creates power. And tonight, I want to speak deeply about what this journey really means. Because some people watching right now think trading is only about money. No. Trading is psychology. Trading is emotional intelligence. Trading is self-control. Trading is patience under pressure. The charts only reveal what already exists inside your mind. If your mindset is emotional, your trading becomes emotional. If your mindset is disciplined, your trading becomes disciplined. That is why mindset matters more than people realize. And honestly, 7 winning trades with 0 losses is not only strategy, it is emotional control, because many people destroy good setups emotionally. Fear destroys patience. Greed destroys discipline. Ego destroys consistency. That is why controlling emotions becomes a superpower. And honestly, the market rewards calm people. Calm traders think clearly. Calm traders wait patiently. Calm traders avoid unnecessary mistakes. That emotional stability creates long-term success. And another thing, people often focus too much on profits. But professionals focus on protecting capital first. That mindset changes everything, because survival creates opportunity. If you protect your account while improving daily, growth becomes inevitable over time. And honestly, many traders fail because they become addicted to excitement. They overtrade, they revenge trade, they force setups emotionally. But professional trading is often boring. Real discipline is repetitive, waiting patiently, following rules consistently. Protecting risk intelligently. That process creates stability, and stability creates growth. And honestly, tonight I feel something important. Momentum. Not emotional hype, real momentum, the kind created through repeated discipline. Because every disciplined day builds confidence. Every controlled trade builds trust. Every emotional victory strengthens mindset, and mindset compounds over time. That is why this challenge is bigger than money. This challenge is proving something powerful. Consistency can change a life completely. And honestly, many people watching right now are probably struggling silently. Financial pressure, mental pressure, self-doubt, fear. And I want you to hear this carefully tonight. Your current situation is not permanent. Do not let temporary struggles convince you that your future is hopeless, because one disciplined season can completely transform a person. Financially, mentally, emotionally. One season of true focus. That is powerful. And honestly, focus is becoming rare. People are distracted constantly. Social media distractions, negative opinions, comparison, comfort. All these things weaken discipline. That is why protecting focus matters deeply. Focused people build different futures. And honestly, the reason this challenge is growing is simple. Patience. Most beginners cannot wait. They want instant profits, instant success, instant transformation. But real growth takes time. And honestly, there is beauty in slow, consistent growth. Because slow growth builds strong foundations. Fast emotional growth often collapses quickly. That is why patience matters. And another thing I learned through trading is this. The market humbles everybody eventually. That is why ego is dangerous. The moment traders think, I cannot lose, I mastered everything. The market teaches painful lessons. That is why humility matters. Stay teachable. Stay disciplined. Stay emotionally balanced, because long-term success requires emotional maturity. And honestly, emotional maturity changes every area of life too. Not only trading, Calm people make smarter decisions. Disciplined people create stronger futures. Patient people avoid unnecessary destruction. That mindset becomes priceless. And another thing I want to say tonight, do not compare your beginning to somebody else's success story. Some traders have years of experience. Some people started earlier. Focus on your own journey. Your only responsibility is progress, not perfection, progress. And honestly, the reason many people stay stuck is because they underestimate small improvements. One better habit daily changes a life. One more hour of learning changes a future. One disciplined decision daily compounds massively over time. That is why routines matter. Strong routines create strong futures. And honestly, tonight is proof that consistency compounds. 7 trades, 7 wins, 0 losses. That does not happen accidentally. That comes from patience, preparation, emotional control. And honestly, the emotional control matters more than the profits, because profits without discipline disappear quickly, but discipline can rebuild success repeatedly. That is why mindset is everything. And another thing, stop waiting for motivation constantly. Motivation changes daily. Discipline survives daily. Some days motivation feels high. Some days motivation disappears completely. But disciplined people continue regardless of emotions. That creates separation over time. And honestly, the strongest people are usually not the loudest people. Sometimes the strongest people are simply people who refuse to quit. Quietly, patiently, consistently. That kind of consistency becomes unstoppable eventually. And honestly, one focused year can completely transform somebody's life. Imagine 12 months of discipline, 12 months of emotional control, 12 months without constantly quitting. That level of consistency creates extraordinary results. And another thing, people often search for secret strategies, but the real secret is emotional discipline. Can you stay calm during pressure? Can you avoid greed after profits? Can you avoid revenge after losses? Those questions matter deeply, because trading success is mostly psychological. And honestly, psychology controls performance in life too. Fear stops many people before they even start. Doubt destroys confidence before action begins. That is why belief matters. Believe in your ability to improve, not overnight, gradually. Because real confidence is built slowly through repeated action. And honestly, confidence earned through discipline feels different. It feels calm, not fake confidence, not loud confidence, stable confidence, the kind built through experience. And honestly, experience teaches lessons. Motivation never can. Experience teaches patience. Experience teaches humility. Experience teaches emotional control. That is why the journey matters so much. Every day teaches something. And honestly, the biggest transformation during this challenge is internal. The account is growing, but the mindset is growing even faster. That matters deeply. Because money without mindset becomes dangerous. But a disciplined mindset can build success repeatedly. And another important thing, protect your peace. A peaceful mind trades better. A peaceful mind thinks clearly. A peaceful mind handles pressure intelligently. That is why protecting mental energy matters deeply. Not every distraction deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your focus. Protect your vision, because focused energy creates momentum. And momentum changes lives. And honestly, once momentum starts building, confidence becomes stronger naturally. Not because of hype, because repeated discipline creates proof. And proof changes self-belief. That is why action matters more than talking. Daily action creates evidence. Evidence creates confidence. Confidence creates stronger action. Everything compounds. And honestly, people watching this challenge right now are not only seeing trading, they are seeing what happens when someone commits fully to growth. No excuses, no emotional gambling, no quitting, just consistency. And consistency is powerful because most people cannot maintain it long term. That is why consistent people eventually separate themselves naturally. And another thing I deeply believe, the future belongs to emotionally disciplined people. People who remain calm under pressure. People who think long term. People who continue improving during difficult seasons. That mindset creates sustainable success. And honestly, this challenge is only beginning. Day 5, 700 plus balance, 7 profitable trades, still learning, still growing, still focused. But step by step, something powerful is being built, not only financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And honestly, one day people will only see the results. They will see profits. They will see success. They will see growth, but they will never fully understand the discipline behind it, the patience, the emotional control, the sacrifice, the consistency. That is the hidden story behind every successful journey. And tonight, I want everyone watching Smoky DBS to remember this clearly. You are capable of more than temporary emotions make you believe. Do not quit because progress feels slow. Do not stop because the beginning feels difficult. Stay disciplined. Stay patient. Stay focused. Because powerful futures are built slowly first, and step by step, trade by trade, lesson by lesson, decision by decision, the impossible slowly becomes reality. And this is only day 5. And now let's talk about what happens after success starts appearing. Because many people know how to chase success, but very few people know how to handle success correctly. And honestly, that is where discipline becomes even more important, because small success can become dangerous if emotions become bigger than wisdom. A few winning trades, a little profit, and suddenly ego starts speaking. I can't lose. I already mastered this. I don't need patience anymore. That mindset destroys traders. That is why emotional balance matters deeply. Stay humble during wins. Stay calm during profits. Stay disciplined during momentum. Because consistency matters more than temporary excitement. And honestly, one of the biggest mistakes traders make after winning is overconfidence. Overconfidence creates careless decisions. Careless decisions destroy accounts. That is why protecting mindset matters at every level. Whether the balance is small or large, discipline must stay the same. And honestly, discipline becomes more difficult after success begins, because now emotions become stronger, greed becomes stronger, confidence becomes louder, risk temptation increases. That is why maturity matters. Professional traders think long-term, not emotionally. And honestly, long-term thinking changes everything. Instead of asking, how much can I make today? Start asking, how consistent can I stay this year? That mindset creates stability. And stable growth changes lives permanently. And another thing, never let temporary success make you stop learning. The market teaches lessons forever. There is always something new to improve, something new to understand, something new to master emotionally. Stay teachable, because humble people continue growing while arrogant people stop evolving. And honestly, evolution is necessary. Markets change, conditions change, psychology changes. People who adapt survive longer. That is why flexibility matters deeply. And another thing I learned through trading is this: money amplifies mindset. If someone is emotional before money, more money usually creates more emotional decisions. If someone is disciplined before money, more money creates more intelligent growth. That is why mindset must grow together with profits. And honestly, the greatest flex is not fast money. The greatest flex is emotional control, being calm while winning, being calm while losing, being calm while building quietly. That emotional stability becomes rare, and rare qualities create rare results. And honestly, many people watching Smoky DBS right now are probably focused only on profits. But tonight, I want you to focus on identity too. Who are you becoming through this journey? More disciplined? More patient? More emotionally stable? That transformation matters deeply, because trading should improve your life, not destroy your peace. And honestly, protecting peace becomes more important as you grow. At first, people chase excitement. Later, they realize peace is priceless. A peaceful mind makes better decisions. A peaceful mind handles pressure intelligently. A peaceful mind protects consistency. That is why balance matters. And another thing, do not rush your story. Everyone wants the ending quickly, the car quickly, the freedom quickly, the success quickly. But powerful futures require strong foundations, and strong foundations take time to build. That is why patience matters deeply, because rushed success often collapses emotionally, but disciplined success becomes sustainable. And honestly, sustainability is the real goal, not one lucky month, not temporary hype, longevity. The ability to continue growing year after year without self-destruction. That is real mastery. And honestly, the people who survive longest often become the most successful eventually, because consistency compounds. 1 year of discipline matters. 2 years matters even more. 5 years changes everything. That is why quitting becomes expensive. Every time somebody quits, they restart progress emotionally. Stay consistent. Even slow consistency creates powerful futures over time. And another thing, stop letting fear control your decisions. Fear destroys opportunities. Fear says, what if I fail? But growth asks, what if I succeed? That mindset shift changes lives. And honestly, courage is not feeling fearless. Courage is acting despite fear. Everybody feels uncertain sometimes, but successful people continue moving anyway. That movement creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence naturally. Not fake confidence, earned confidence. Confidence built through repeated discipline. And honestly, earned confidence feels peaceful. You stop needing validation constantly. You stop panicking constantly because you trust your process. Self-trust is powerful. And another thing I deeply believe, you become dangerous once discipline becomes your lifestyle instead of temporary motivation. That is a different level because now progress becomes automatic. Daily learning becomes normal. Emotional control becomes normal. Patience becomes normal. That transformation changes everything. And honestly, many people stay average because they wait to feel ready. But readiness often comes through action. Start learning. Start improving. Start building. Progress creates clarity. And honestly, clarity reduces fear. The more experience you gain, the calmer you become. That is growth. And another important thing, protect your standards. Once your standards rise, your life begins changing naturally. Higher standards create better habits. Better habits create better futures. That is why successful people become strict with their routines. Not because they are obsessed, because they understand something powerful. Small daily decisions create long-term realities. And honestly, the future version of you is watching your current decisions. Every disciplined action matters. Every emotional decision matters. Everything compounds. And tonight, I want everybody watching Smokey DBS to remember this clearly. You do not need to become perfect overnight. You simply need to continue improving consistently. That is enough, because consistency eventually creates transformation naturally, and transformation changes lives forever. And honestly, this challenge is proving something deeper than profits. A disciplined mindset can create extraordinary change over time. That is the real message. Not hype, not gambling, not shortcuts. Discipline, patience, consistency, and step by step, the future becomes bigger than the past ever was. And now let's talk about pressure. Because pressure changes everything. Pressure reveals mindset. Pressure reveals discipline. Pressure reveals emotional control. Anybody can feel confident during easy moments. But what happens when pressure enters? What happens when trades become emotional? What happens when the market becomes uncertain? What happens when fear starts speaking louder than logic? That is where real traders are created. And honestly, pressure is not always a bad thing. Sometimes pressure reveals the strength you did not know you had. Sometimes pressure forces growth, because comfortable people rarely evolve. Pressure creates adaptation. Pressure creates focus. Pressure creates resilience. And honestly, every successful person you admire learned how to survive pressure. Not avoid it. That is important, because many people spend their whole lives running away from difficult situations. But growth usually lives inside uncomfortable situations. That is why discipline matters so much during pressure. Emotions become louder under stress. Fear says, close the trade early, risk more emotionally, doubt yourself. And if emotions control decisions, consistency disappears. That is why calmness becomes a superpower. Calm traders survive longer, and survival matters deeply in trading. Because every day you survive while learning, you become stronger. Every mistake teaches something. Every experience sharpens something. And honestly, experience is expensive sometimes, but experience builds wisdom, and wisdom protects your future. That is why losses should become lessons instead of emotional destruction, because emotional reactions make losses worse. Learn, adjust, continue forward. That mindset creates resilience, and resilience becomes dangerous over time, because resilient people stop fearing temporary setbacks. They understand something important. One bad moment does not define an entire future. And honestly, too many people destroy themselves emotionally after small failures. One loss happens, and suddenly they doubt everything. That mentality creates instability. Strong people remain emotionally balanced, not emotionally perfect. Balanced. That difference matters. And honestly, emotional balance creates better decisions in every area of life. Not only trading, business, relationships, goals. Everything improves when emotions stop controlling actions constantly. That is why emotional intelligence matters deeply. And another thing, stop chasing perfection. Perfection creates fear. Perfection creates hesitation. Progress matters more than perfection, because progress creates momentum, and momentum changes lives. That is why daily consistency matters more than occasional motivation. Motivation starts journeys. Discipline finishes journeys. And honestly, people often ask, what is the secret to success? The secret is usually boring. Repeated discipline. That is it. Small disciplined actions repeated for long periods create extraordinary results. That applies to trading, fitness, business, life. Consistency compounds everywhere. And honestly, most people quit before compounding begins showing results. That is why patience becomes powerful, because patient people survive long enough to experience exponential growth. And honestly, growth usually feels slow before it feels powerful. That is normal. Do not let slow progress discourage you. Slow progress still creates transformation. And another thing, protect your focus aggressively. Distractions are expensive, especially during growth seasons. Negative opinions, comparison, social media distractions, emotional drama, all these things steal energy, and energy matters deeply. Focused energy creates momentum. Distracted energy creates stagnation. That is why successful people often become protective of their environment. Environment influences mindset, and mindset influences decisions. Everything connects together. And honestly, some people fail not because they lack talent, but because they constantly destroy their own focus. That is why discipline must exist outside trading too. Disciplined routines, disciplined habits, disciplined thinking, those things create stronger futures. And honestly, one of the greatest feelings in life is becoming proud of your own consistency, knowing you stayed committed, knowing you kept learning, knowing you kept improving even when results felt slow. That creates deep self-respect, and self-respect changes confidence naturally. Because now confidence is no longer based only on outcomes, it is based on character. That is powerful. And honestly, character matters more than temporary success. Temporary success can disappear. Strong character rebuilds success repeatedly. That is why internal growth matters so much. Become emotionally stronger, become mentally calmer, become more disciplined daily. Those qualities create stability, and stability creates long-term success. And another thing, never let temporary emotions make permanent decisions. Bad days happen. Difficult moments happen. Stay calm. Do not destroy long-term goals because of short-term emotions. That lesson changes lives. And honestly, trading teaches patience brutally. The market does not reward desperation. The market rewards precision. That is why waiting matters. Good traders know when not to trade too. That discipline protects capital, and protecting capital protects opportunity. Because opportunity always returns for patient, disciplined traders. And honestly, one powerful habit changes everything: thinking long-term. Most emotional decisions come from short-term thinking. Long-term thinking creates patience. Long-term thinking reduces panic. Long-term thinking creates smarter decisions. That mindset creates stability. And tonight, I want everybody watching Smokey DBS to understand something deeply. This journey is not only creating profits, it is creating strength, mental strength, emotional strength, discipline, resilience. That transformation matters more than numbers, because numbers can change quickly, but mindset lasts forever. And honestly, once mindset becomes strong enough, external situations stop controlling you emotionally as much. You remain calmer, you think clearer, you respond smarter. That is growth. And growth changes futures permanently. And step by step, pressure stops becoming something you fear. Pressure becomes something that sharpens you. And that is